Hello friends, welcome to Game It Up. My name is Dave.
I'm Sophie.
And together we're taking a look at a game called Hand in Hand, which is a puzzle platformer coming out on the Nintendo Switch. A review code was kindly provided by the developers, so thank you very much for that. And yeah, we're just going to showcase what this game is, explain it. It's one that'll be kind of tricky to talk about the whole game. We played up to a certain point, and then we decided we're just going to show off the early areas and just explain as we play. So this is a puzzle platformer where it's emphasising co-op. So I'm playing as the person at the top of the screen, Sophie is the person at the bottom. And as you can see, you can move, you can jump, you can push blocks, and the Y, that's B to jump, and the Y button is to do your special moves. So my character does this move here, which is an attack. And Sophie's character turns invisible, so we can showcase that, and
Sure.
It affects the environment as well in certain ways. So I've got these brambles here, and Sophie's got brambles on her screen. She presses it, it vanishes the brambles on both screens, and it can also make certain things like bridges appear and so on. So one thing that you have to do is work together. So as you can see, I just went down and pushed the switch, which opened up a door on Sophie's screen as well as my own, and she had in turn hit a switch that opened up on her side as well. So I mentioned that this is a co-op puzzler, so it really does emphasise the co-op in the way that we're just playing as our own characters here, but if you were to play this in single player, you are controlling both characters at once, and with that you basically, the left stick will be to move the top character, the right stick will be to move the bottom character. As such, the L button will make the top character jump, the LR button is to... Sorry, the ZL button is to do the special attack. And likewise on the bottom one, the R button and the ZR button will jump and attack for the bottom character as well. So basically, it's one to play in co-op. Playing it on your own, you could just make them walk one at a time, but that's obviously slower. But if you want to play them at the same time, and I've been trying this out, it's kind of like if you want to try and like pat your head and rub your tummy at the same time. You know how difficult that can be.
Mm-hmm.
And but if you're good at that, maybe you'll be alright with the single player on this game.
So I'm on a Switch.
Yeah, and you're on the Switch as well. So then we've both got to run through. But here's the thing, like, if like I had gotten through and Sophie hadn't, then she wouldn't be able to get through her door. So then I would have to go back through mine with you. So this is ways you can affect the other person's world, basically.
Definitely.
Okay, so we got to this rock here, so we both hold the X button down. As you see, that wheel fills over, and that affects something in the world, helps you progress the story. So the story is not really, it's told visually, and it just shows that these two characters we're playing at seem to be a couple in the house. Something happened outside and they separated. It showed like the hands in the moon separating, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know whether, and they went off in their separate directions, but we're still sort of helping each other out.
Oh, so now we have got two hands, so that means that you've got to help me out, sort of thing.
Yeah,
Then jump on here, and then you've got to go to the other one.
Yeah, so it gives you a hint that it's something I have to do, because if I walk away from here, my hand disappears, so it shows you're in an area where we have to help each other. So I hit this switch, those platforms change on your side.
Yeah.
So I'll stay here and I'll let you know when, if you jump onto that first mushroom, and I'll let you know when. So hold the jump button so you get the high jump. Ready? Now. And then there you go, that's just an example of the teamwork you can do.
Sweet.
And it's very hard to do that in single player.
I can imagine.
Right, so here's a sort of a shrine thing. We both hold the buttons down, and that's basically that area completed.
Very good.
And that's basically, you just got to get both the characters to the end of each stage to progress to the next one. Then you've got more fiendish puzzles to solve.
All the fiendish ones.
So we got a switch here. Again, I'll press the X button. That's moved the lift. And the lifts and switches and pulleys and stuff you can do does affect what happens on the other screen as well. So you really do have to move a certain character one way, then get them to move somewhere else and wait for the other character to do something before you can then move. You just really got to work out each area. And honestly, when we were recording the footage, because I did think, should we stream this? Should we just do an edited review with the footage? But a lot of the footage was just us in one area. I think we're in this area as well for about 40 minutes trying to work out what we're meant to be doing next. I thought that wouldn't be very fun to watch, but
I feel that.
yeah. I mean, I know this is probably showing off a solution here, but you can let this thing load up as a visual clue, but you can sort of go into this wall to find
secret areas.
And there was like a very fiendish secret area, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So, and there's also one thing I want to point out as well. There's bits where because the characters move so slow, and when you're sort of wandering around an area over and over trying to work out what you're meant to be doing, it does get a bit frustrating about how slow the characters can move. And there are also times where I kind of soft locked myself, as I got one character all the way to the end of a level. This was when playing on my own, not realising I had to let the top character through somewhere first.
Yeah.
And then I just couldn't get that second character back, so I had to restart the whole stage. So that was a bit annoying. So you really do have to, if you're playing on your own especially, really, if you get through an area, you essentially need to get the other character through as well before you can move on. Otherwise you could end up getting soft locked. So that's a bit annoying.
This is another demonstration of how you're affecting. So you going on the up is allowing me to go up like that.
Yeah, and then you've hit a switch to move those platforms
so now
out.
I go on there to move you down, I think.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. And there's also another area I got to where...
Oh, no, I'm not, sorry. My bad.
That's alright.
You have to bring me up.
I need to get you up again, okay. So there's this other area as well where the top character had to jump along these platforms and they appeared as he jumped.
Mm-hmm.
And those platforms appeared on the bottom screen as well. So if we were both playing in co-op, we would have to sync up our jumps, because when you jump to the next platform, the first platform will disappear. And there was like 5 platforms like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to both sync and jump at the same time, which is very annoying to do when you're playing single player and you're having to move both sticks and both jump buttons at the same time, especially when so you're invisible there and makes those brambles disappear for me.
Yes.
That's all right. I should have pointed that out first, but that's another thing. So, and also you may have noticed there, because I died, we both went back to the checkpoint.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to point out. So yeah. So now we'll try this bit again. So then we'll just show off a little bit more gameplay before we just...
right, ready?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go.
And also you can see Sophie's got that blue meter, which shows how long she can use the invisible for.
It doesn't last forever, which is sad. But at least I've got my health back.
Yeah, at least we've got our health.
At least we've got our health.
So as we basically just play through this next section, we'll sum up our thoughts on what we played so far. So this is the area where we got very confused, wasn't it?
It was.
And it's basically hinting there that you've got to find something and pass it to me.
Yeah. So the only area I can go is through here.
Yeah, so down there.
But I can't seem to go through.
Can you jump down?
No. But look, so you've got something on your screen. That's usually when I need to do something.
Yeah, so that lets me get through. And so there are some very clever puzzles in here. A bit too clever for us at times, but that's a good thing. But I do find my main gripe with this is how slow the characters move.
They do.
And I will also say, if you haven't got someone to play with, I wouldn't, it's not worth getting if you're solo, because it is awkward to control. But if you're up for that challenge, then
oh, I can jump down. I do apologise.
If you can rub your tummy and pat your head at the same time, no problem. Then
I definitely cannot.
I definitely cannot. So you've just grabbed the thing.
I have. I'm just checking if there's anything else. Not a sausage.
So as you can see, this hand-shaped shrine here is now glowing. So because Sophie's grabbed that orange thing, she's now going to find the shrine on her screen, and that lets her pass that thing to me. There it is.
There it is.
So we'll just show that off, and then we'll call it a day. What do you think of this game overall, then?
I think it's alright. I agree with the slowness. And again, it is a bit too clever at times for us. We're like, what is going on?
And
But there is handy things on the screen. Like, I think you become numb to it after a while. The little things that tell you that there's a hidden thing and when to help each other.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's not really much of an in-game tutorial. So that thing you just passed to me, I can use there,
And
that opens up. Yeah, opens up both of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some very clever puzzles here. Yeah, I've enjoyed it in co-op a lot more than solo.
Mm-hmm.
I like the how it looks as well.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm sure you've been enjoying the sounds of this as well.
Definitely. And when you click in the stick as well, you can look at a certain person.
Yeah, so you can just play with just one person at a time if you want. So yeah, it's just your standard puzzle platformer in general with how the puzzles work, but it has its own unique gimmicks. Again, the co-op is really good. But again, I just wish the characters moved faster, especially when you get to a big area and you're having to backtrack, and so you're going back and forth to try and work everything out, and it does get a bit tedious if you're constantly, especially when there are times where we make a mistake and fall down and have to climb up somewhere again, and like if I hadn't got your thing there, then it would have, it's kind of annoying to have to keep climbing back up. But hopefully you've enjoyed watching the footage, and we've basically shown you how to get past the first few areas.
Yeah, definitely.
So consider this a handy tutorial if you want. But
before we go as well, there was one boss stage that we encountered.
Yes,
I'm assuming there's going to be more.
Is that big shadowy thing?
Yeah. Oh no, not the big shadowy thing. The big like monstery type thing that I had to run away from, basically.
Yes, there are kind of like big things like that in later stages that I found, where you basically, I was more evading it than fighting it.
Yeah.
Even though my character is the one with the attack.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there is sort of definitely bits of variety, and in the puzzles themselves they do get very clever. So the game costs £10.99 on the eShop, and obviously we don't know how long this game is. This is just an impressions review, but gameplay wise it's not too bad. I mean, I think visually and musically, I think it, for that price game, it does the job. I think there's some very clever puzzles in it. It's not a bad one to check out, I'd say, but only if you've got someone to play with, like we do.
Yay.
Nice. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more, and hopefully let us know in the comments if this is something you're interested in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye.